Hi everybody, this is Harmony with Harmony Stitches and welcome back to my channel. Here we talk about my crafting journey, which usually revolves around cross stitch, knitting, and some crochet. I just want to thank everybody for taking time out of your day to come and visit with me and see what I've been up to this week. If you found some inspiration or liked a little bit of what you saw even, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that way you can see all the videos when they get posted. Okay, so this week I was back to work after quarantine and I got some progress done on my stuff. So not as much progress as last week, of course, with having all that extra free time, but I did make some progress. So let's see. I will start with knitting. I actually didn't do any knitting, but I had told a friend from church that I would make him a hat. And since I finished my Musselburgh, I was going to see him today at church, I took some yarn and had him pick out the color that he wanted. So I chose these three to take to him, and these all are from Lolo Did It from the Dumbledore or Quotable Dumbledore Club. This one is called Caution. It has some speckle in there. This one is called Bravery. And this one is called Earwax. And he chose Earwax, which I had a feeling that if I had have just chose a yarn on my own and made it without asking him, that would have been the one. So that is in the very near future, and we'll talk about that in plans. And that reminds me, last week I said we'll talk about that in plans, and then we never talked about plans. I didn't realize it until my video was uploading, so I'll try to catch you up in this video so that way you know what I'm up to. Okay, so number one, Lady the Flag focus piece for February. In February, in the Michigan Cross Stitch group, well, all year in 2022, we're doing an event that I created called Traveling the USA, and we're going to, quote, visit all of the state capitals, or at least 12 of them. Last month, we traveled to Columbus, Ohio, and this month we're going all the way to Sacramento, California. So for me, from where I live, that's 2,299 stitches. And I'm using the Lady the Flag piece as my project for this one. So that way it forces me to work on it, not necessarily every day, but to get a big chunk in. So I did not work on it yesterday. I was down and out. I just wasn't feeling 100%. So I didn't get to work. I hardly stitched at all. I got 134 stitches in, and that was in the morning before I started feeling bad. But I was actually ahead by 30 stitches. So by the time I get done stitching today, I'll be caught right back up. So it's going to force me to work on this enough to meet that challenge of basically 2,300 stitches. So this is where I got to. So I filled in the rest of this that I was working on. I put a little more at the bottom. And I think I put some at the top too. I think I posted in the group that I was going to work on the flag, but I wasn't quite ready to get there yet. So this is Lady the Flag. She's stitched on 30 count We the People fabric from the Primitive Hare with all of the called for floss except for the dress. I obviously switched that from the creamy bronze color, creamy gold colors to teals, because that's what my daughter wanted. So far I have almost 300 stitches in. I need 82 to 83 every day in order to make it to Sacramento by the end of the month. And here's the floss. This isn't all of it, and it's quite messy from me using it, but I have a couple more that I still need to put on floss drops. So there is a lot of floss in here. I'm hoping for some leftovers on some of those colors, so when I make the second one, I won't have to repurchase. I can just use up the leftovers, so we'll see. Okay, so then what I have is the WIP Wheel Spin from last week, and it was Halloween Rules by LizzieKate. And I know that might be small. What she did is she planned to have them stitch individual individually. There's 2 in each chart, but then she designed that pattern in that topper so that way if you wanted to stitch them together, you could. So I'm working on the Sit for a Spell and Mind Your Mummy because I almost finished the other set. Let me show you a story for the why I'm almost finished the other set. Okay, here's where I am so far. I'm stitching this on 28 count Monaco that I coffee tea dyed. I'm using the called for DMC conversion. Last week before I started my video, I had Greet a Ghost done. And then here's the ghost and there's 2 sets of eyes that will be there. The reason why I didn't get the ghost and the eyes done is because for some reason my white floss is not in my bag. I have no idea where it went, so I need to hunt some down. The problem is I don't remember if I used white or B5200. It calls for white. So I figured, you know what, just go ahead and get all the parts done that you can and then just move forward. So besides the white, the Greet a Ghost block is finished. Then I came up here and did Brew Some Fun. And that one is actually finished except for the crossbones in the little bottle. And that's only like 15 stitches, so I'll be able to get that done in no time. So then I did a couple of strands on either side of the border. And then I started the border for this box here, which will be Sit for a Spell. So I am getting there. Spoiler alert, the WIP Wheel landed on Halloween rules again. I forgot to hide the slice last week. And so I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to allow it. I'm going to go ahead and stitch on this piece again because I have quite a ways to go. Even though they stitch up quickly, I have a ways to go. Here's the floss colors are really pretty and they go together quite well, even the DMC. And so I'm going to stitch on this for the rest of the week and see how far I can get by the end. And I'm hoping that I can get 50% finished with the blocks themselves because I know that that top piece is quite a bit of stitching in itself, but if I can at least get halfway through those blocks, then I'll feel pretty good about it. And then what I think I'll do is anytime that I finish something or, you know, I don't have anything to start because I, you know, don't have things kitted up or whatever, I'll pull it back out to see if I can get it done before October 1st. So we'll see. So my new start last week was Buffalo Plaid Summer from Stitching with the Housewives out of the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. Stitching this on 28 count Monaco with the called for DMC conversion. And I got quite far on this one as well. Here, let me put the magazine behind it because it shows through the black. So I am almost finished with the word summer, almost finished with the first sunflower. I just have a little bit more of a petal and then some white stitches in the center to make it checkered. And let's see, I think I'm over 50% done with the border here, and then I just have a little bit left on the border here. I started going up and around. So I think I'm almost 50% done, if not more. I know that there's a B skep in the middle too, so I have to account for that. But the fact that the word summer is almost done, I have made some great progress on this. So this is going to go onto the WIP wheel, and it will come up when it comes up. And I think everyone that I can get this done if it comes up on the wheel. So it would be really great if it came up on the wheel before spring gets over because I think I have a finishing spot for it. And so that would be really great. So I did not spin the new start wheel. You saw the WIP wheel. I'm going to do Halloween rules for a second week. I did not spin the start wheel because this was part of what I was going to talk to you about in the plans. So I found a Facebook group and a company called Creative. Oh, shoot. I forgot what the name is. I'll put it down here, and I'll also link it in the description box. And I believe that the owner's name is Amanda. And her group is basically about challenges. She does sell some charts. She has a membership as well that you can join. And she also sells some needle minders throughout the month. And every single month she does a challenge, and she has a PDF that you'll get in your email once you sign up. Not necessarily sign up for the membership, but there's the free part that you can sign up for, and you'll get everything via email. So every month, part of the challenge, it's a challenge group. So to stitch so many stitches per month, and then some other things to kind of check things off of kind of like a mini bingo board and get points. And one of those things is a free pattern that comes in the PDF. And so you get to mark off a box on there by stitching the pattern. And I started this morning before church, and I'm 50% done with it already. Here is a little heart's going to go in there. This is the mouth, and he has a big one eye and then 2 horns. So he's a love monster. So once I get this done, I'm able to check off several things from the mini bingo board. Stitch 30 minutes with pink. He's all pink. He has back stitching all the way around him, so I can get in. One of the squares is back stitch for 30 minutes. I'm sure it will take me 30 minutes to get it done. Stitch a heart. Not only does he have a heart in his body, there's a heart above his head. So I'll be able to knock that one out as well. And I think there was another one too, but I can't think of it at the, oh, just for finishing the chart, you get to mark one off. So you get to mark off several just by working on this. And then I get to count the stitches toward my stitch goal for the month as well, which the minimum, you can, just by completing 4,000 stitches in the month, you get so many points. And then if you stitch a bonus 1,000 stitches, you get bonus points. So I figured just from Lady of the Flag alone, I'm going to have 2,300 minimum. So I think I can do this. And I just thought it was something extra and something a little bit fun to do. So this is what my plan is. Once I get this done, which should be today, or at least the stitching today, maybe I'll do the back stitching tomorrow. Instead of pulling out a different piece, I'm going to work on that crocheted baby blanket because I really think that I need to get that done for her. She doesn't have a child yet. She, you know, if you watch my previous videos, a friend from high school and her husband are planning on getting their foster license, so that way they can foster children. She doesn't have a child yet, but I want the blanket to be done before she does. So I think I'm going to finish this as quickly as possible, and then I'm going to work on that blanket. And I can't work on the blanket like nonstop. I work on it for a row or two, and then I work on something else, mostly cross stitching, so that way I don't hurt my hands, because crocheting, and especially crocheting with that bulky yarn, can hurt your hands, at least mine. So, and then comes the yarn for my friend's hat. So once I get the baby blanket done, I will cast that on and start that. The reason why I'm doing that instead of picking up a different WIP that needs to be done is because I told him that I would make him that hat voluntary out of my, it was not his idea, it was my idea. And it was through a conversation that we had, and then I posted on his wall, I'm going to make you the best hat you've ever had. Well, if you speak it, you should do it. So I have to live up to that. So I'm going to finish the Love Monster. I'm going to work on the baby blanket. And as soon as I get that baby blanket done, I'm going to start that hat. So maybe we'll have a new knitting start next week. We'll never know. So my plans for this week overall, finish the Love Monster. Get at least one skein or one ball of yarn into the baby blanket. Get my stitches in Lady of the Flag. And also try to get at least those 2 blocks done. Sit for a spell and Mind Your Mummy. I think Mind Your Mummy will go pretty quickly. I just need to find my white floss. If I get that done, if I can find white floss, which I think I have extra skeins in one of my projects from a couple weeks ago. I just can't remember which one, so I'm going to have to go through them. If I can find a skein of white floss, then I will go back and finish those eyeballs, the little poison jar and the ghost. And then that way I can have all 6 of those done, and then I'll be 50% complete. So we'll see. We'll see how this all works out this week. I'm really wanting to get the baby blanket done, and I really want to get some more WIPs done, but so far I've already got 5 finishes for the year. Love Monster will make 6, and I think that's pretty fantastic considering the amount that I did last year. I think I'm right on track. And I don't have any, like, need to beat what I did last year, but it would be kind of nice to knock out some of these WIPs to make room for some new projects. I have quite a few sweaters over there in my yarn pile that need to be completed as well. But when you promise somebody a hat, you make them a hat. So I'm going to do that first. And he shaves his head, so he can wear this hat a lot longer than most of us would wear a hat. So I'm really excited about that. And with my new knitting needles, I can, with the 16-inch, I think I'm going to be so speedy. I found the same thing when I started using a 9-inch circular on socks versus DPNs. So fast. So I have no purchases this week. So I think that's all that I have to share with you. So I hope that you get some inspiration from my videos, but also some crafty time of your own. If you want to discuss what you're working on, go ahead and make a comment below. If you have any questions about anything you've seen, go ahead and check the description box below the video by hitting the down arrow on the very right-hand side of the video. And if that does not answer your questions, go ahead and leave a comment or send me an email. I'll put my email in there as well. All right, until next Sunday. Bye.